Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, Thursday night. Got some Buccaneer football later. Quick little tropical update for you. Tracking a couple things out there. It is towards the end of the month here, but we still have tropics officially not over until November 30th. So we still have to watch tropics. Little bit of change from yesterday. I'm going to show you. We got two spots we're watching. Let's go over the first one. Chances are low on this one. It could still impact Bermuda towards the weekend, first part of the week. Models aren't really doing too much with it. The NHC lowered the chances a little bit with it. So, it might just be a rainmaker for Bermuda. This is the one, though, that's got everybody a little curious. We have seen a little trend tug to the north a little bit, meaning, possibly Caribbean, Jamaica, Cayman's watching this a little more close. Not a huge change, but we did see a tug north. And, history says that this area usually likes to go north. But we still have a blocking high pressure I'm going to show you. And still trend generally west, even with this bump north. Could be a trend, though. We got to keep an eye on it. Currently, right now, this is what it looks like. This is your upper level jet stream. It's really had a huge dip down here the last few days, and this is Puerto Rico. They've been getting a lot of rain down there. You can see that with this water vapor loop. This yellow air is dry air. This moisture has been pumping up south to north. Kind of a weird setup, but this little area could spawn a little low. But here's the other area we're watching. It's a tropical wave, and, just have to keep an eye on it. There is a lot of dry air ahead, but the NHC, I believe, is at 50% right now currently. We'll take a look at 2 o'clock, still 50%. Some of the models. Let me show you the weather nerds here. We'll start out with them. These are your European ensembles. This is all the members of the European model. But you can see this general pole now to the north, kind of a fanning out, and then a little bend back to the west, and almost back a little southwest. And then you see some of them pulling back up again. So this, we talked about this morning, but we're seeing a little more pull north, a little bit pull down, and then some of the members at the end are kind of pulling back up again. So we still got to worry about this stalling effect. We got a lot of people in Central America watching. If this thing slows down, could be a huge rainmaker. And then, like I said, there are a few ensembles here that are actually showing this rebend kind of north after it kind of stalls. So it's not over yet as far as guarantee where it's going. Some of the latest models today. Let's show you the latest Euro on tropical tidbits. Blue areas are low pressure areas. Orange areas are high pressure areas. But we can see this general development through the weekend. You start to see a little bit of development here. This is getting kind of close. Let's zoom in a little closer. This is getting kind of close to Jamaica. This is kind of weak, but it's definitely a change. The Euro's been going a lot farther south. It's definitely pulling north. Weak system. However, we'll see. And then it kind of comes back down again. This is all high pressure to the north, and high pressures generally block systems and help accelerate systems in whatever direction the high pressure sets up. So still that pattern, we could have a temporary bump north, and then, like I said, down the road, we could see this thing slow down. When CMC showed it, and if it slows down, they can start to feel the effects of a front maybe and pull up a little bit. So long range past a week here, it's very unclear. In the short term, next 7 days, we're still looking at this general area right here with boxes I can't close right here. This is about next week time. Somewhere down in here is we're gonna be watching this time next week. Some of your other models here. Let's look at the Canadian model. It pulls it a little bit farther north. This is Jamaica, possibly early week next week. Little development window. Kind of crosses Cuba, then it kind of just sits there. A little bit another energy kind of comes about. This scenario, the GFS was shown a lot too. So, there's this past a week here. I'm telling you, we're just in this this is a guessing game past a week. But the big change today is a little more tick north. The Canadian almost into Cuba now next week. The Euro kicks it back towards Central America. So, everybody in Central America, Caribbean watching, but that is a little change today. Keep an eye on. That's the Canadian. And then the Icon is 18Z pulling a little more north towards Jamaica. Weak system, but you can see the steering trends here are kind of pulling up and then back down again. So that's a little different. So, just like we said earlier, if you live in the Caribbean, Jamaica, Caymans, definitely keep an eye on this thing. Even, Hispaniola possibly. This thing could tug up a little bit more and bring some rain in a few days. Then down the road, we just don't really know. Like I said, some of these ensembles are actually showing this thing stalling and maybe pulling north past a week. Here's all that dry air on the Euro map next week. So here's all the juice. This is the estimated what it's going to look like as it gets close to Jamaica. A lot of dry air to the north. So kind of kicks it back south on the latest Euro. So, we just got things to watch. There's really nothing past a week here that we can be too solid about. We can look a little more into the ensembles here with the latest Euro. Kind of get the idea here what we're talking about when they, pulls up a little bit. Let's get a little closer here to the, I guess we can hit the Gulf now and get a little closer. Possibly. It's trying to load. Come on. Well, maybe not. We'll try one more time here. One more time. One more for the road. All right, here we go. There's that. Gulf of Mexico. There we go. Active tropical cyclones. And, well, anyway. Site's a little slow today. But you can see a little bit more pull to the north. And, maybe some pulling up after a week. So that's a different, I like to do these afternoon updates. We're seeing a little tick north and, the possibility of this thing stalling out maybe and then pulling maybe a little north. And like I said, some of these models in 10 days show a little bit more energy hanging around and possibly being something still to watch. So that's kind of been showing up. The CMC and the GFS have been showing two separate, a little bit of energy left behind. So bottom line, there's nothing solid with this thing. Same as before, if you're in the Caribbean, watch it close. And it's at 50% from the NHC. There is a little window. The waters are very hot. And the wind shear, at least in the next week, is expected to be pretty light. So that's it, man. I got my eye on it. We'll watch every model and every trend. And by this time next week, we should have this thing possibly affecting Jamaica. So keep an eye on it if you live down there. All right. And we'll see what tomorrow brings if there's any changes. These flip-flopping models, I'm telling you, it can be tricky to watch sometimes. So we'll see what the overnight models bring. So I'll be live tomorrow, Friday morning, 9:19 Eastern, right here on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll see what this little sucker brings. And there's no spaghetti models yet. It's not an invest, so we don't really have true spaghetti models yet. Okay, that's it. Go Bucks. Have a great night. See you.